Hey, let's start with this. First of all, Rawson Marshall Thurber.
Yes, sir.
That is one of the coolest names. I just like saying that.
Oh, thank you. I had very little to do with it, but I'll tell my folks.
Seriously, you just have a cool name.
Thanks a lot.
And you are a director of this film.
Yes.
You co-wrote it.
Yep.
Tell me about the inspiration for...
Well, it actually, Ike Barinholtz and David Stassen are the original writers, and it was their inspiration. I think they told me at least that they saw a picture on Facebook of a friend of theirs from high school. It was like 10 years later, and he was like half naked on a boat with a machine gun, and they're like, this kid was like a dork in high school, and maybe he's like a killer in the CIA, and that's where it started. And so I read their script, which I thought was so funny, and then I just did a little work on it.
The Rock and, of course, Kevin Hart together, when you knew they were going to be cast, you put them together. What were your initial thoughts? Because honestly, those two, the chemistry is amazing.
Oh,
they
thanks.
actually act like they've been in high school, known each other since high school.
Right? Don't they? I mean, those guys are they're the best, right? When you're putting the biggest action star in the world and the biggest comedy star in the world in your movie is a pretty good deal as a director. So I was happy from the start. But what's kind of cool about it is that we took Dwayne Johnson and made him the funny guy, and we took Kevin Hart and made him the straight man, and that's stuff I don't think people have seen before.
You know, it's a comedy.
I hope so.
But what it is,
yeah.
But there's an anti-bullying message as well in the film,
yeah.
which I didn't watch the trailer. I wanted to go into this cold.
Okay, cool.
You know, because like, what are they, spies or whatever?
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
I go,
Oh,
but then
cool.
the anti-bullying, and I like that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Tell me how that came to be.
I'm so happy that you brought that up. That's really important to me. I know it's important to Kevin and Dwayne. It was a big part of what they liked about the story. The anti-bullying message in this film is hugely important, and especially now, right? Because there's this, social media and cyberbullying. It's a real thing going on right now, and it can do a lot of damage. And I think getting to show Dwayne as someone who got picked on in high school and then he overcomes that is important, especially at the very, very end, right? When Dwayne gives this sort of speech and he kind of sums up the message of the movie. And it was actually Dwayne's line. He's like, what if I said something like this? And I was like, well, that's genius. He says, the most important thing that you can be is yourself.
Right.
And I thought that was really touched on it nicely.
Did you let them ad-lib?
Of course, yeah.
You did?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you got Kevin Hart, you'd be a negligent director if you didn't. But yeah, I mean, I would say we had a lot of ad-lib in the picture. I would say almost, 5 to 7% was ad-lib and the rest was written, so it was quite a bit.
How were you in high school? What was high school like for you?
I actually really liked high school. I had a lot of friends. I was never like the most popular guy. I was never really picked on. I had friends, in theater, friends on the football team. I was in all the different circles. So I had a really good high school experience.
You should have walked around with a name tag, so you're Ross.
Yeah, I didn't get picked on for my name too much.
It's cool.
I think everybody's experienced, if not out and out bullying, at least sort of being the butt of a cruel joke, and I've had that experience.
Final question for you today.
Yes, sir.
Do you think you'd make a good agent? Like a CIA operative?
I don't know if I'd make a good one, but I'd certainly give it a good try.